Like, don't do this to me. Hello and welcome back to Nurse Up. Welcome if this is your first time watching. My name is Marshall, and on this channel I make videos that is related to nursing, lifestyle, and inspiration. So if those things are something that you may be interested in, please consider subscribing for more content like this. So in today's video, I'm going to do the long awaited HESI review. Okay, I just needed to get a thumbnail. But so yes, I'm going to do the HESI A2 review. I did take that exam about 3 weeks to a month ago, I want to say. Actually, it has not been a month. I took it August the 8th. I remember that date, y'all, because I was praying and seeking God and, just a little nervous, but all went well because I passed it on the first try, thankfully. So I'm going to give about 3 tips that you guys can take away from this video if you are preparing to take the HESI A2 exam. So I did receive an 85% composite score on the HESI exam. For the school that I am now transferring to, you have to get at least an 80% on the exam. You have to get 80 on each section, and then your overall score will have to equal out to 80%. So how they do it is they take all 4 scores. For my school, they only test on mathematics, reading, vocabulary, and knowledge and grammar. So those are the 4 that my school, the school that I'm going to now, they're testing on. So you're going to take all 4 of those scores, add up the total, and then you're going to divide by 4. And that's going to give you your composite score. So my composite score from all of the scores was 85%. On the vocabulary and knowledge section, I got a 90%. For my math section, I got an 86%. And for both grammar and reading, I got an 82%. Now, I know I could have done better. I did not really study a lot. I dealt with a lot of procrastination, was a little nervous because had you guys been following my journey, I ended up taking the TEAS test. I was in the nursing program before, and for the previous nursing program that I was a part of, you had to take the TEAS test in order to be accepted into the program, and you only needed a 60%. So going from like having to get a 60% to now you have to get 80%, you really have to put more into it. But it ended up working out. I didn't sweat too hard. Actually, I didn't sweat at all. I got my 80% overall, and that's all that I needed. So moving on, okay, because we still have to conquer the nursing program. So what I used to study the HESI A2 exam was, of course, this book, like I was just showing you guys. I found this very helpful. This book is really straight to the point. It just gives you the basics. It kind of prepares you for the exam. But I would say that I would not just study this because what you get is so minimal. I mean, if you guys can look at the book, it's very thin. And just depending on your college, like we only took 4 sections. So just imagine take away 2 sections. Let me actually show you guys how much of this book I actually used based on my school's preference and like what they were testing on. Okay, grammar. I used about half of the book. You see that? I only studied this much of the book because those are the only sections that my school was testing on. And this other part, the rest of it is biology, chemistry, A&P. Yep. So 3 sections is science. I didn't even have to touch, thankfully, because for some reason they don't test on that. But so that's not the only thing that I studied. What I did was I also looked up videos on YouTube of people that go over like the HESI practice exam. All healthcare careers, I believe that's the channel that I looked at a lot. And I really keyed in on the reading and like the grammar parts of the exam because I hate reading. I struggle with like retention and like keeping up with the reading and like staying with it. So I went over those a lot. So they'll always have you pull out questions and little details that will make you pay attention. And so I looked at a lot of those for that reason because I was weaker in that area just because again I hate reading. My attention span just kind of like clocks out. Okay, after I'm reading and it's like nothing interesting or that interests me, like yeah. So I use those resources. Also, another tip I want to give you guys is I actually use study lessons that were like geared towards the T's because I took the T's test and so now I'm studying for the HESI and like to me it's similar. So like I used a lot of the T's reading like quizzes and like videos as well. And I mean, it's the same stuff they're testing you on. Like, what can you infer? Is this paragraph to inform you, entertain, stuff like that. So, I mean, I sure did. Like, I exhausted all of the reading resources that I could. And I feel like that did help me. I was able to see some of my errors and where I was making mistakes at. All right, tip number two. I would say you need to make a schedule, a study schedule. You need to, and this is what I did. Okay. I said, okay, I have 3 weeks until I take my exam. So what I did was I mapped out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I wrote this in on my schedule for every day, that if I had plans, I tried to plan and make my study time fit into that day. Now, did I do it every day? No. But no, I wrote that down and I, kind of moved around my schedule and said, hey, I was going to study here. If I had to work, I was going to come home after work, study there. And with the type of work that I do, some runs that I have while driving, I'm just sitting and waiting for the customer. So like I would take this with me and I would study. And so this and also looking at videos. I mean, you take your phone everywhere. So I was looking at videos as well and just making mental notes on like things I needed to improve on. But I wasn't doing it every day like I wanted to. I'm not gonna sweat it because we're here and I'm telling you guys about how I passed. So but I would just encourage you, if you, especially if you have like test taking anxiety, I would encourage you to study every day, at least half an hour a day if you can't go long or if you have a really busy schedule. But you want to get some studying in every day so that you are confident on the day of your exam. And that's going into my next tip. The third tip is you want to be confident. And I can't stress this enough because it's like, if you don't believe in yourself, and you go into that testing room defeated and you're already operating like, oh no, I failed, I can't do this, then you are predicting your outcome. So this time around, when I went in to take this HESI, I was confident. I said, you know what? I studied to the best of my ability and I felt like I really tackled the areas that I was weak in. And I felt like I had this. I was just confident. And I can't remember specifically when the time was winding down and I think we had like a few minutes left, like a half hour left, and she announced, like the proctor announced, the time frame. I remember just pacing myself. I took a deep breath and I read the questions first. I would recommend read the questions first when you are doing any question, but especially for reading, read first and then you go back and find your answer because you might not even have to get through the whole section. You just might find it within the first sentence. So read the question first and then go into the passage. And so I just took a deep breath when I felt myself kind of get nervous, like, oh my gosh, I'm down to 5 minutes. I have six questions. I was just like, okay, I took control of myself. I took a deep breath and I said, no, I have this. I'm going to pass this exam. And I paced myself. And you guys, I did it. I did it. I'm so proud of myself for that. And I will say that for my exam, I feel like the people that prep these exams, like they give you the harder practice questions and the harder tests and when you get to the actual exam day, it's not even that hard. Like I was getting essays on these practice questions, essays. And like I got small paragraphs, like 5 sentence paragraphs for these questions. And I was like, wow, God knew I struggled with just staying focused on an essay. Like, oh my God, I'm getting lost in all of this, all these details. Like, don't do this. This is so unnecessary. All I want to do is pass this exam so I can get into the nursing program, pass it, and become a nurse and help save lives. Like, don't do this to me. So I was so thankful to know that to experience these very simple, like simplistic, like paragraphs. Like I was like, oh my gosh. I pray that it is the same way for you when you go and take your HESI, that you just get simple things. And I pray that you expose yourself to, a lot of the question types or story types that you are going to have to see on the exam. Another bonus tip, you guys. Now, for this vocabulary and grammar, I was shook. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea what some of these words were. There was a lot of big words that I'd never seen. I couldn't pronounce them. Had no idea what they were. You know how when you take what is the name of that class? Medical terminology. There we go. Like if I've taken that class before, and you will get root words and like ending, like prefixes, suffixes. So you would learn what some of those words meant, and based on that, you would know what that definition or what that word is. But you guys, there was prefixes and suffixes that I had never. I'm like, what is this? Like PZ, words that they put words together that you can't even pronounce. Like, what is this? French? Like I struggled with that. And surprisingly, I got the highest score. I got a 90, and I don't know how, but I thank God. I just want to encourage you to just try to find, like, try to broaden your vocabulary. Try to find a lot of different words, medical, like, procedural words. Like, maybe go to a medical dictionary. I don't want to, like, put you guys, like, too off in the deep end because, I mean, okay, a medical dictionary, that's very broad, but, like, I don't know. I feel like, these books, these, like, study exams and preps, they will give you the words, but I would say go above and beyond to just kind of find more because, like, I had not seen some of those words, and I was like, what is this? What is this? But thankfully I passed. Most importantly, just, pace yourself, make time for it. You might work a lot, you might be a busy mom, you might be a father, that has to provide, but do this for you. I mean, you're doing it essentially for your family's future, but essentially you're doing this for you because you want to be a nurse, you want to be in the medical field. So you're going to have to make some sacrifices, and I know it's going to be hard, but a season of sacrifice is just a season. It won't be forever, and you'll be able to really just take a deep breath and enjoy life better once you finish your program, once you get your degree, and you can work as a nurse or a CRNA or whatever it is that you want to do. So I just want to encourage you, if you have clicked on this video because you're like, oh my gosh, here we are, I got to take this exam. I'm nervous. I don't know what to expect. I need some encouragement. I encourage you, you can do it. We can do anything we put our minds to. You might have failed out of the nursing program like me. I've taken the TEAS test 3 times. It took me 3 times to pass that. And I feel like a part of me being so successful with taking the HESI A2 exam only one time and passing it, I feel like the TEAS test was building me up for it. Like, because it's essentially all the same stuff, So utilize some of those TEAS resources if you have to. If you run out of like HESI resources, utilize some of those TEAS resources because it's the same stuff, same knowledge that you're being tested on. So I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. If there are any questions that I missed, please comment down below and ask me. I would love to connect with you all, just kind of see where you are in your journey, how you did on your HESI if you've taken it, or how far away you are. Let's connect in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's encourage each other. Let's pray about it. I'm here for you guys, and I'm thankful that you guys are here for me. This is just a community of family, and we are supporting one another as we make it to Nurse Up. So I also want to announce that since I had passed my HESI, just like when I passed my TEAS exam, I did a giveaway for the TEAS book. So I'm going to go ahead and do a giveaway for this HESI guide book, and I can't wait to gift one of you guys with this. I am going to put up a new video, a giveaway, in order to receive this HESI guide. Like I said, I've done giveaways in the past. I've done the Teas booklet, and I also did a giveaway, like $100 cash. And I just like doing that. I like giving back because there's been a lot given to me. I have utilized a lot of resources on YouTube, and I've been a beneficiary of people giving of their time and efforts and resources. So I want to give back in that way, And I just love to support, someone that's on a journey and trying to better themselves and trying to in turn just help others. Like you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself through school, 2 years of brutal nursing school so you can help others. So I commend you all, and we are in this together. So I ramble, I know, but I'm just so excited. I want to end the video here, and I just want to say, calling all nurses to nurse up, and I'll see you guys in the next video with the giveaway instructions. Bye.